Hello everybody, it's the Nitty Professor here with my Lendrum spinning wheel, and I thought I would give you a tour of my wheel today. I got this wheel, I'm going to guess maybe a year and a half ago, and it is, hi Smile, it's made in Canada by Gord Lendrum. These wheels are hard to get now because he retired, so I feel fortunate that I decided to get one when I did. I'm pretty sure this is maple wood. You can see how beautiful it is. And take a look at the tension here. The tension is bobbin lead, and I really like the tension on this wheel. I was struggling a little bit to learn the tensioner on my Spinolution, but I find this very easy to operate with this little knob. And you can make micro adjustments, which can be really important when you're spinning, because you might find as the yarn is loading onto the bobbin that you need to adjust it in order to keep the twist consistent. I used a marker to indicate my kind of average tension that I personally like to use. And you can see here that the flyer I have, this is the smaller flyer that it comes with, has the small whirls on it. Right now I'm on the second whirl. I have spun some yarn on the smallest whirl, but I find personally I'm getting the best results with applied yarn. When I use the second to the smallest whirl, then I can spin a nice thin thread, and I'll do 3 bobbins of the same and then ply them together and make a nice balanced 3-ply yarn. The drive band is this kind of rubber. I honestly don't know what material it's made of, but it is sort of a plasticky rubber thing. And I have the double treadle model. I do enjoy that. I like to use both feet when I'm treadling. To be honest, I don't think I've ever tried a single treadle. I did find one store actually has a new Lendrum spinning wheel available with the single treadle. So if you're interested and you like that way of driving the wheel on your spinning wheel, you know, you might be able to snap that up before it's gone. So I'm extremely happy with the way this wheel works. Even though, well, theoretically it's a travel wheel, you can actually, I think there's a way that, I'll show you here. There's actually a hinge behind the treadles. So if we look, let me see if I can find it. I have to get back. There it is. See the hinge? So you can actually fold up the treadles to make it a travel wheel. I have a truck, so I have plenty of room in my truck to just carry the wheel out the way that it is. So I don't really have a problem with that. Here we have the orifice hook, and I like how it just sticks right in here. So I've got my wool wound around that right now. But it's really easy to get in and out, and it's just handy there. It has a nice steel orifice, works very well. Sometimes I find myself wanting to oil the rod that the bobbin is spinning around. And another thing I really like about this wheel is when you're moving the yarn up and down the bobbin, you can do it again in micro adjustments. That way, you know, if you're thinking about it, you can wind it on there pretty smoothly. I've got a couple of spots there where I waited a bit long, or maybe went a little bit early with moving it. But I really do like this pinch type of mechanism for moving the thread along the bobbin as you're filling it. And this wheel comes with some parts. So, for example, here's the flyer with the larger whirls. So if you want to spin a chunkier yarn, or maybe more of an art yarn, or a single ply, then you can use that. And the spinning wheel originally came with 3 bobbins, so I've got one here, and I have a couple more loaded up with a spin I did a couple weeks ago. I have to get this plied, but that gives you an idea of what the bobbins look like. They're the same. You can put them in either way. It doesn't matter. And then you have a larger bobbin that you can use for plying. So there is an entire separate flyer mechanism and drive band where if you want to plow your yarn, then you're going to put this on. I have personally gotten out of the habit of that. I did that for several batches of yarn, but I have since discovered the Spinolution wheel that I bought, which was the first wheel, has been serving me well for purposes of plying up my yarn. So here's another accessory you can get. I just picked this up. I don't know, it might have been on Etsy or something. But this gives you an opportunity to check your twist, the angle of your twist, and the thickness of your yarn. So that can be a really useful tool when you're spinning. I did use that for a while until I just kind of got into the habit of spinning yarn basically as thin as I could get it comfortably, and then doing a 2-ply or a 3-ply yarn. Here's another tool that I got, and to be honest, I can't even remember where I picked this up. I can't remember, but it's a lazy Kate, and it allows you to, it's tensioned, so you can put 3 bobbins on there, or 2 bobbins, and because of this sort of fishing line, you can stretch it around the bobbin, and then it's got a tensioner down here, so you can decide if you want to have looser or tighter tension in order, the basic goal is to spin the yarn evenly so that the yarn is coming off of each bobbin at about the same speed. And then the last thing I thought I would show you here, if you're learning how to spin, you might want some literature, and I have these books. So I have here this How to Spin book. That's probably one I've gotten the most use out of. You can see it's a little rough shape. And here's one that's a little more detailed. It's got wonderful illustrations in it. It's by Ann Field, Spinning Basics. Very beautifully illustrated. Lots of different examples. Very informative, different kinds of fiber. And then there's this book, Start to Spin. In fact, this is the one I was using the other day to figure out how to wash my wool. And again, we have wonderful illustrations in here, great pictures on the part of the author that show you, most everything you need to know. And of course, there's YouTube. YouTube is a great place to figure out how to spin. And you might find that there is a place in your community where you can locate a group. You can, maybe you can find, a guild or a group of people who can help you to master the art of spinning. I'm certainly very fortunate to be a part of a fiber guild, the Prairie Fiber Arts Guild, and one of the founding members actually taught me how to spin, so it took me a little while to catch on, but now that I have, I really enjoy it and I find it very relaxing. So if you think there's anything else I can provide in the way of advice or resources, feel free to let me know. I'd be really happy to, because I find spinning to be a wonderful activity. I'm extremely happy that I learned how to do it, and I understand that it can be a little frustrating, but it's really worth the effort to figure it out. So look into the Lendrum spinning wheel. And the guy who makes them, he did retire, but I think it's still possible to get a hold of them, and it's worth it. And I will also try to do a review of my Spinolution spinning wheel here soon. So if there's anything else that you would be curious about as far as spinning and how to go about it and products that you need in order to make it happen, feel free to let me know, and we'll chat soon. Take care. Bye.